Texoma Exotics presents Not Another Reptile podcast.
Hey, Polly Wally.
Oh, what's going on, Holly?
Not much. I got called by my real name, not like Brian did last night.
Oh, Brian called you by your false name?
Hadley or something like that. I was like,
Hadley?
whoa. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he apologized for it today, so it's all good.
I think he did it on purpose.
Oh, you know he does, just to razz me a little bit.
So I'm pretty excited. I mean, we had Baker scheduled for tonight, and then we had to pull out the big guns and get and I'm pretty excited for Anthony to come on.
Yep.
So
yep. Yeah, Baker got busy at work, and so we forgive him for that. Well, he'll come on when he can. So
yep.
All right. Well, I'll let you introduce your friend.
Let's bring him on, everybody. Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
What's going on, Ann?
Oh.
You on? His microphone.
He'll come back in.
We'll
go
ahead
and do some shout outs here. Hey, Stan. Still waiting on that phone call, buddy.
Yeah, we got everybody. Good old Stan in there. I love Stan.
Yeah, Mr. Will, your BFF, Kevin.
I love him. Thanks, Kevin.
Okay.
We got Mike from MK. There he is.
Who is this guy? I think we can hear you now.
There we go.
Yeah, I was like,
good. How's it going, man?
We're all good. How you doing?
Sammy's in.
Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Yo, what's up, Charlie?
Wait till Saturday.
Thank you for showing up, everyone. Shauna.
Sammy. Hey, Sammy.
So our massive fill-in is here. Thank you so much for showing up, dude, and thank you.
Thank you.
Short notice. But let's dive right into this shit.
Sure.
We were talking backstage, and you've been killing it. I've been watching your Instagram. It seems like you're making it more of a presence on Instagram, and I love every single snake that you've been putting out.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to post a lot more lately. I was a little lax on Instagram for a while, posting every now and then. Now I'm picking it up, trying to post a few every day, showing what I got, because I have stuff that I haven't really shown anybody.
So exciting, you know?
I'm excited too.
So yeah, this year's been a pretty good year. Today I had 2 clutches laid, clutch number 129 and clutch number 130.
130 clutches.
Wow, that's amazing.
130 clutches, and everything's pretty. I'm about, I'd say, 95% recessive on my snakes right now. I used to have a lot of yellow belly complex. Like, I have my own line of freeways.
Yeah, what's your freeways called again?
The RK line freeways.
Yeah.
So,
what do they look like?
They actually look like super asphalts.
Yeah.
So, but they're just regular freeways. So a lot of people tend to like them better. Everyone that buys them thinks that they're getting a hell of a deal, and they're buying a super asphalt for the price of a freeway. But I let them know, they're just freeways.
When did you produce the RK? When did like your RK line? When did you start that?
I started that in 2015. I picked up a really dark freeway from a guy in Europe, and then I just all the babies came out really dark, and I just kept taking the darkest of the dark and pairing them together, and then taking those babies, 2 darkest ones, and Now they're really, really dark.
I like dark. That's my favorite. I don't really like the hides and the banana stuff. But
All right. But yeah, so now, but I ventured on to other stuff. Now I have it in clown, like I have freeway clowns, and,
hey, Gerald.
highway clowns and
Right.
all crazy stuff.
It's like it just blows my mind that you sit here and you're like, yeah, I got stuff that I haven't even shown yet, and like that. I mean, the stuff that you've been telling us that you fucking hit. I'm just like, oh, and
Yeah.
and the best is yet to come,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Right.
you already started breaking ground for the new facility.
Right.
Yeah.
So
About that.
So the new facility, I broke ground 2 weeks ago. It's gonna have an incubator, about 14, 55, 40 ARS racks, the arcade puzzle. Yeah, I got to work on that. I never did. Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty big. It's also all the cement is laid down, the concrete. Just gotta wait for the guys, wait for it to settle a little bit, and they're gonna come build it up. And then I gotta throw in all the electric, the plumbing, and all of that good stuff.
You have to, right? You don't want to. You don't want to be doing something in the middle of something. Then you got to run into your house. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. So just put some security on there. Make sure nobody gets in there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Although
you got some mean dogs, though, right? You got some badass dogs that'll attack people.
That's what I was fixing to ask. What pets do you have?
Some mean French bulldogs.
Oh,
I love them.
expensive little French bulldogs.
Frenchie on steroids.
Yeah, they're good. They're good dogs, but they bark a lot. But they're good. Yeah. So this year, my 130 clutches. I got a mixed bag of stuff, all different kinds of pies. I got like 3 clutches from Double Head Paint Clowns. I just hit 2 monsoons last week, so I got those in there.
Tell us what you were saying. So you how many pairings of monsoons or het monsoons do you have going?
So I have 15 female het monsoon breeders. I bred all 15 of them. 10 of them took, so I got 10 clutches. So far, 2 clutches have hatched. First clutch, 5 eggs, no monsoons. Second clutch, 5 eggs, 2 monsoons.
So, do you think that first clutch that you had no monsoons is definitely monsoons? Still, I mean,
yeah, the male is 100% het monsoon. The female has all the markings of het monsoon. Like you could pick those out pretty well. When they're, even the hets, they are very busy, busy bellies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any trick. I have hurricane stuff. Somebody's asked. I got hurricane pies, and I have hurricane sugar clown.
That's pretty.
Really?
What else? Yeah, so, with any luck, I have 8 more clutches to go for the monsoon stuff. Hope to hit a few more.
So obviously you have some holdbacks with them. Since you don't have any visuals, right? You think that
I'm probably gonna hold back like 1.2.
Right.
These 2 that I just got were both males.
Okay.
So that works out, And I was, I've been talking to Dave Green a lot, who started the Gene.
Okay.
Forward motion says that it's polygenic, like there's a ghost. Could be. The heads are very visual.
Right.
But
I don't want to get into all that. That's craziness. But it just treat it as a recessive.
Right. Yeah. Like so DG clowns. I work with DG heavy too. I got a bunch of DG clown stuff. I had 1 clutch DG clowns hatch out this year. And I did 7 eggs. I had 7 eggs, 5 DG clown visuals. So
really?
Can't complain on that.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. And then I got 1 snake I haven't shown yet. I'm gonna show once it's out and ready,
Yeah.
So it's Confusion Pompeii. It's gonna be nice.
Oh dang, he said it.
I know. I didn't think you were gonna say it. I'm like, is he gonna release this information?
He dropped
Yeah,
it.
it should be nice.
Pompeii, huh? Oof.
Yeah. That that clutch was nice though. Like there was some really nice snakes in that one clutch. It was Pompeii to Confusion Clown, and got a couple of good ones. And then Paul's got a couple of good snakes off me.
Of course. I mean, I came in and I walked out with a stranger.
Yeah, and that stranger is 50% Monsoon.
I know. Yeah, I know you. So that
it came directly from Roland over in Iris at Reptiles, and it's also 100% hypo.
Yep. So I pulled some darker genes from Matt which are head hypo, head clown. So
nice.
So they went to the black pastel head hypo, and then the phantom head hypo head clown.
So are you on Morph Market?
I am. Yeah, I've been on Morph Market from the beginning. Like,
okay.
Me and John are pretty good friends now. They got the new owner, which I don't really know him, so I guess when I'll meet him.
I would say, what do you think now? What do you think that the deal with that is? You think does he have like an evil plan of just clearing out people that have been sitting?
I don't think he's doing a terrible job. I just I don't know him, but everything he's done hasn't affected me.
Right.
Like any change he's made hasn't affected me because I don't,
Right.
I post pictures of all my snakes that are actually for sale, and I know the genetics of my snakes. I'm not, listing false hets or anything like that. So
yeah,
I think the problem he was having was that people are leaving up their snakes after they're on hold or after they're sold.
Oh, that was like the recent. I think he said he wants him removed within 24 hours, which is fine. Like,
yeah,
I hate getting messages. Is this snake still available?
Yeah, well,
if it's up there, it's still available because usually once it's paid for, I mark either held or sold.
Right.
So. And then I have noticed a little uptick in new people though on Morph Market, like people who just opened up a new account.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a big uptick. Like I have about 130 snakes on there right now listed, and I haven't really posted a lot of my 2023 stuff yet. Like I posted a very small amount so far.
Wow.
Well, now you're gonna have to get it. Now you're gonna have to get on that. You guys,
I'm thinking in my head that you like when you talk about that because I've been to your place. Where are they? I mean,
so
where are they? All those. I mean, 2023. How many snakes have you produced?
So I'm at 760 eggs, 37 slugs, and there was 11 infertils.
Okay.
So far this year.
You need that fucking facility built quick.
Yeah, like I just ordered some more baby racks. I mean, I have enough baby racks to hold about 350 babies. But all the eggs are sporadically laid. So as they are shedding out and getting put into new tubs, I have snakes being sold. So I'm kind of replacing, the tubs with new snakes.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be a challenge come like next month.
Those numbers you just said, is that an average?
No, like last year I did 75 clutches.
Mm.
So this is, significantly,
it's
a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you almost doubled, but yeah, you fucking.
And last year was a lot. I mean, like I didn't expect this many to lay. I mean, to lay because I keep records of all of my snakes going back to 2013. I still have the records. So usually I do about 60 to 65% lay rate. This year it was like 80%. So I don't know what was different.
Your mad scientist skills are getting a lot better.
It makes me hesitant almost to move everything out into the new facility because everything is so dialed in where they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I move this all now next year I'll have 20 clutches,
Is it just you doing it or do you have
It's just
workers?
me.
Oh,
Just
wow.
me. Yeah.
So that has to be your full-time job.
Yeah, it's an all day thing. Like yesterday I cleaned all the babies and the sub adults, and then my son comes with I have my son come with his friends. They're all teenagers, so I pay everybody. They all go in there. It's a big it's a big bedding party because by the time they're done cleaning, I have about 3 inches of bedding on the ground, and it's just insanity, and then they're all happy because they're playing with snakes, and I pay them and they're fine.
What kind of bedding do you use?
I use Aspen, and I use Aspen, and a lot of people use cocoa or they use cypress. I use Aspen because it's very humid where I keep my snakes, and I've tried cocoa in the past, and the tubs were soaked within 2 days. The humidity was incredible.
Yeah.
So I had to change all the bedding out back to Aspen, and then I've always used it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Right.
Plus, it's cheaper.
Now you live up north, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm in Suffolk County.
You don't sound as New York as Paul does.
She's only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm 20 minutes east of him. So I'm 20 minutes east of him, and I'm about 30 minutes west of Baker and all the rest, like Kevin and all those good guys.
I don't know about good, but they're guys, right?
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
So, are you married?
This is not a bashing Paul fucking video, all right?
Oh. You have a better half.
So.
A what?
A better half. Married.
Oh yeah.
Does she like the reptiles and?
She tolerates them. She's a school teacher, so she's Monday through Friday she's out there, and they're kind of out the way. They're in the basement, so she doesn't have to see them.
Oh.
She doesn't have to see them.
Not a fan at all.
When I bought my house, I renovated the whole thing, and the basement I finished it, and with the intention of making a snake room. So half my basement's cut in half, and the one half is the snakes, and the other half is I have a pool table here, a desk, and my incubators. And
I was gonna say something too, because I don't remember seeing your incubator, but it's on the outside of the snake room.
Yes, right. The incubator is in where the pool table and everything is. I have 4 incubators actually.
I would be so nervous that somebody would just hit it just wrong or too hard or something.
No one comes down here, to be honest.
It's like a huge game room and nobody uses it.
Yeah, it's like I have a big screen TV, a pool table, and no one, it's only me shooting.
Yeah. So are you having any problems selling this year? Everybody's talking about the market and how bad it is right now.
I haven't really, I've sold throughout the year. I haven't really seen, it's slowed down. Yeah, definitely. But on an average week right now, I'm probably doing like 3,000 to 5,000 a week.
Oh, wow.
In the winter, it slows down, but it pays the bills.
Yeah.
Right.
It pays the rat bills, and cause my rat bill is ridiculously high. I got to feed all these things every month, and I don't produce my rats. I buy them.
Oh, my.
So, you think that's going to change?
Say again?
You think that's going to change?
Listen, I was going to do something upstate. I have property upstate, and I was going to build a whole rodent facility upstate and hire somebody to take care of that. But
hey, Jeremy,
it's a lot of work. And then being so far away, I'm very hands-on. I'd have to be there. Make sure that everything's running good, because no one's gonna do it as good as you are, I feel.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have 5 rats out there, and it's an all-week job.
Yeah, and the rats are more work than the snakes. I used to breed rats in 2013, and they took up way more time than the snakes did. So.
Right. Well, I know a lot of the big breeders now are not even doing rats anymore. They're just straight ASFs because they don't smell as bad. They don't take up as much room.
They just take longer to get big. Snakes are more willing to eat those. Yeah, but I don't really feed them unless. Usually, what I do is after the male. Usually, I'm very seasonal, so I start breeding December 1st till May 30th. most of my males go off food during that time.
Mhm.
So to get them back on food, I'll throw an ASF in there. Other than that, I don't really feed ASFs because I know a lot of people don't have access to them.
Right.
And, you know, it's going to be hard to sell a snake that only eats ASFs. Harder.
Harder, yeah.
So I try and keep them on rats, or, you know, I'll go back and forth. If they take off a couple weeks, I may go for a mouse. But other than that, I try and keep live rats. I don't do frozen at all because I have over 500 snakes, and it's impossible for me to do a zombie dance for 10 hours a day.
Absolutely. I understand that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I mean, I seen a few people even change over. I know everyone's saying that, you know, ASFs, but I also seen a few people change from ASFs to rats because everyone thinks that's that whole oh, well, if it's on ASF, I'm not buying it because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody says that they imprint on the ASF and they won't go for anything else. And I mean, I've had snakes, and this happened recently actually with Kevin. Kevin came by and picked up a snake that it was a female clown, and she had eaten for me for a long time. So I was like, Kev, just take this clown, you know, and if she eats for you, great. As soon as he brought her home, he threw a rat in there. She ate right away. She hadn't eaten for me in months. So sometimes I just think the change of venue and the change of bedding, the
car ride.
Yeah, that's old school, you know. People used to say your snake isn't eaten. They put it in a bag. They drove around the block a few times, and then the snake ate.
That, you know, which is crazy. I had that. I ended up getting a snake from what's his name, Mike from Banana Bread, and he told me he's like, listen, he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, it's very picky eater. Sometimes it's ASFs, sometimes it's rats. He's like, right now it hasn't eaten. This thing has not stopped eating at my house. As soon as we got in, I dropped the rat in. It pounced on it, and it just doesn't stop eating.
That's just, you know, some of them are like that. Sometimes you could change it from the bottom of the rack to the top of the rack, and that'll turn it back on. They're picky, you know. That's the way it is. So I remember hearing of some people that used to ship the snake to themselves. They used to put it in a box,
I heard that.
Drop it off FedEx, and it would ship the next day. It would get to their doorstep, and it would go eating again.
Never heard of that before. That's awesome.
That is wild, though. That's so wild, you know, to take the. I mean, not saying it's a big chance, but taking a chance like that just to ship, just to eat.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is.
So how much Pompeii stuff do you have?
How many what?
Just Pompeii.
I have two males, two breeder males. One of them I purchased, and one of them is the son. And then hopefully a few more this year because I have 5 clutches from them this year.
Nice.
So I mean, it's a tough. You know, it's 4 genes in one snake. It's tough.
Right. Yeah.
I just got lucky this last one, but some people strike out
like
over and over.
For Pompeii's, though.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them listed recently on Morph Market. Actually, I think one was like $16,000.
Yeah,
there's one for 10,000 right now. I look every day.
Oh, female. Yeah, I saw that.
And I think Matt hit a couple too as well. I mean,
Matt hit a nice one, like a fire one, right?
Yeah,
he hit like 1 or 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, people are hitting them. It just takes, you know, you can hit one out of 5 clutches. You know.
Yeah.
Right. I would still be happy with just one. I promise you. I would.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest ones. Like, what else did I get? So I got a stranger clutch that just hatched out. And it was like probably, I think it was 6 eggs, 4 stranger clowns out of 6, which was pretty good.
That Wookie clown the Wookie, not clown. I'm not sure if it was a clown, but the Wookie
it's clown
clutch. Is it Paradox?
Oh yeah, the banana. Yeah, so my Wookie, I had a Wookie black pastel yellow belly head clown. I put him to a couple of females visuals. He did great for me. Like out of 5 girls, all 5 laid. I think 4 hatched out, and I had a banana black pastel Wookie clown. It was like very Paradox. It looked pretty insane. But yeah, he did good. Like he did a lot of visual Wookie clown. I posted a couple, but the big sales are there. You just gotta find the right customer.
Mhm.
Like you could sell $500 snakes all day long, but what really pays the bills is the 2,000 and up.
Oh yeah.
The $500 ones just pay for the rodents.
Have you ever thought about doing shows?
I have. Well, I haven't until this year.
Okay.
After all these clutches started laying, I'm like, shit, I better get on a show circuit because there's a lot of snakes here, and I want to make sure I get them sold, or because I feed all of my snakes the same, whether they're holdbacks, they're sold, or they're for sale. So like they're all on the same schedule. So when I feed, it's a lot of rats. Like nobody gets skipped.
Right.
So like I just did a shipment to Thailand last week. Guy bought 20 snakes. He bought them November of last year. I had to hold on to them till now, till like all the CITES paperwork went through. It was like a couple of hiccups. The snakes were like, he bought snakes at like 150 grams. They were already like 800 grams by the time he got them.
Oh, wow.
Like he was getting like adult males at this point. I was like, oh, it killed me.
I'm gonna
But
charge more.
it is what it is. That's the way it is with those shipments, those international shipments. Sometimes you get a couple of hiccups and you got to wait a little longer than you think.
What
That's not cheap, right? Even
I was gonna say, yeah.
Cheap? What, to ship
Yeah.
to Thailand?
yeah.
No. It's whether you ship one snake or you ship 50 snakes is the same price.
I was gonna say, so it's better, obviously, to get a shipment of a.
Yeah, you only do usually like one big. You do one big one. Like I did one to Thailand. I did one to Korea like a month ago. And I use other people to do my shipments. So I don't do all the CITES paperwork. I just pay somebody somebody that does the international shipments.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they do it for me. I just get on their next shipment.
Do you sell a lot of bells overseas?
I ship probably. Oh, bells?
Yeah, bells.
Oh, you mean bell, like leucistics, you're saying, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Not really. Well, so last year, everybody overseas wanted clowns for some reason. Everybody wanted clown. This year, everybody's asking for puzzle overseas, it seems.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting lists from them, and they're like, okay, I want this puzzle, that puzzle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're pretty. I mean, you're pretty big into puzzle, right? I mean,
Yeah, I have 50 adult females, all different kind of combos, puzzles.
Yeah.
And so far this year, I've got a lot of puzzle babies, all different kinds. I'm looking at some right now. Yeah, puzzles, puzzles and clowns. I killed it this year. Pieds, not so much. Like I got some dreamsicles I hatched out.
I think you just posted that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Few dreamsicles, some OD YB pastel pieds, and I like bright pieds though.
Right.
You said you're doing clown pods. Did you?
Oh yeah, I just had a clutch of those clown pieds.
I just had a clutch of those.
Yeah, I just had a clutch hatch out I think 2 days ago of clown pieds. Nothing crazy. I definitely have to step that up a little bit. Maybe buy a crazy male,
Right.
Because a lot of mine just have basic like pastel leopard or something like that.
Gerald is asking if you puzzle versus Krypton. What's your opinion?
Oh, puzzle all the way. I have Krypton as well. I have Krypton Desert Ghost, but I don't know. Krypton looks nice. Like I've seen Justin had made a Krypton, and it was like everything for Pompeii, but in Krypton version. It looked pretty nice, but
Right.
I just like puzzle better. Krypton is almost. Some people could see it, some people can't see it. They don't know if it's Krypton, if it,
Now that's that whole thing, right? Yeah.
Like when you can't really see the gene and you question it, it kind of makes me a little hesitant to get balls deep into it.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, I have Kryptons. I have mine's all mixed in with my Desert Ghost though. It popped. I actually bought a Krypton Desert Ghost from Bob Vu a while ago. It was Desert Ghost had clown, and I bred to a couple of clowns. That's how I got into the whole Desert Ghost clown game. Yeah, I held back a few. I don't know. Some people like it, so
Right.
I keep it.
What's your favorite gene you're working with then? Is it?
Oh, those are the dreamsicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite gene right now, probably gonna be. I think Puzzle has the most potential right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Puzzle's been out for a while. I just think there's a lot more to do with the Puzzle. A lot more. Oh, that's some redhead stuff I just hatched.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had that the redhead. Was it a head clown that you had?
No, that was a visual. That's
Okay.
a redhead spot nose clown down there. I also produced a redhead fire clown. There's a few. Redhead's a nice gene. I mean,
I love it.
That was a surprising gene for me. I didn't really see it until people started making some crazy combos, and I was like, "Holy crap! I got to get into this."
Yeah, what's his name is pushing that hard. Miguel.
Yeah,
he's killing it over there with that.
Well, he was pushing that. He was pushing Cypress a while ago. Nobody was really.
I love Cypress.
People were into it, but not like now. Like you see a lot of Cypress now. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
I got a couple of Cypress clowns, but there's some crazy stuff being made. This is like nothing. What I'm making is nothing compared to some crazy breeding.
You got some amazing stuff, dude. Wow.
Show you.
I'm just thinking like what you said, 130 clutches. Like it's just like that's just wild.
So this is pretty much. You can see that. That's the room. But it keeps going. And then I got some baby racks like this and
Oh,
there it is.
little Monsoon.
some Monsoon stuff, Some more deep. Yes.
What you said you were buying you bought some more hatchling racks. Are they the same ones that you got, or is it?
Yeah, I like these racks actually. I get them from Bowler's Garage.
I was gonna say, isn't that's the guy from Connecticut?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's good. He does really good quality racks. And they're only 18 inches wide, and they're side by side, so they're easy to move around. They're if you got to put one here or one in another part of a room, it's not they don't take up a lot of space. He drops them off to me because I buy a lot. I buy a lot.
Has a question for you here. What's your favorite gene that you think works the best with Puzzle?
Desert Ghost.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad you said that to Will. Fuck you, Will.
Oh my goodness.
Desert Ghost and Puzzle look fantastic together. I mean, if you're looking for like a codom gene, I think you're gonna have to stack them a little bit. I just did some Phantom puzzles. They came out pretty cool. I have Mojave, I have Leopard in the puzzle. I have, a bunch of stuff like that. It's still untapped, man. I imagine like a Pompeii puzzle or something like that,
right.
That's going to be insane. Like I've been in puzzle for a long time. I should have been on it already. But when I got into puzzle in 2015, I bought my first puzzle. I went the hypo route instead of the Desert Ghost route. And I was making puzzle, with puzzle hypos, and I'm not a bright yellow berry fan, but there's I kind of wish I would have went the DG route, but DG wasn't even considered really, really good back then, I remember I had DG female proven breeders I was selling proven breeders for $800 each back then.
Wow.
Oh,
Like they were like cheap. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go the hypo route, and then everything flipped on that. Everybody went DG on me.
They want to know if you use software or the old school paper records.
I use the iPhone. I have like all my records on iPhone.
Husbandry Pro.
I have like a and I have it on my computer too, so it transfers back and forth to my phone.
Mhm.
But I could pull up like on the go, like somebody, like today I met up with somebody and they were like, "Oh, the snake I bought, do you know what the pairing was?" It was 2021, and right on the spot I was able to go through my phone, scroll through, and I just from the ID find out what the pairing was, who the everything. So on that aspect is good. I could pretty much go back all the way back to the beginning if someone gives me the ID for the snake, and I could tell you exactly who the parents were and what clutch it was.
What year did you say you started this?
I started in 2012.
2012.
2012, and then so I started buying in 2012, and then I started breeding in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
I really started in 2007. I bought my first albino and a couple of things, but then at the time, it didn't work out because I was, working long hours. So I had a few snakes and I just sold them all off like in 2009, and then 2012 I got back into it.
Yeah. Is that the only snakes you have is ball pythons? Or?
I used to breed boas.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started, I was doing boas and ball pythons. I was also breeding leopard geckos, and I was breeding blue tongue skinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing it all. I did really good with the blue tongue skinks. I was breeding them like crazy, and then the market kind of fell flat on that, so I let it go. And then the leopard geckos, it was too much. They need daily care. I'm more of like I went on vacation for a week. I want to go with lizards and stuff. You kind of gotta feed them every day and make sure
Yeah.
make sure they have water every day. With the snakes, you can leave them for a week and they're fine.
Right.
So I let those go, and then boas. I had boas, but they were just getting so big, taking up so much space.
Mm-hmm.
I kept seeing the rack space, and I was like, I could fit like 10 more ball pythons in the same space. I was like, all right, they gotta go. And then I really wanted to make the white boa, so I remember I had bought 2 fire boas off Journstone, who was like, who brought the white diamonds into the USA.
Mm-hmm.
And I had these fire diamonds for like 5 years. They never they never gave me babies. So finally I sold them to some guy, and a week later he texted me a picture of a litter of babies after I had them for 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
With like 7 white babies in the litter. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I had these things for 5 years.
Yeah.
And he gets them, and 1 week later, the female just lays a whole litter
So
for him.
you had no clue who was grabbing?
No, I had no clue. She was eating and everything, and he had a whole litter. And then I was like, dude, I've been trying to make a white snake for 5 years, and in 1 week he got it.
Give it to me. Give me one at least.
He asked me, he's like, hey, do you want me to send you one? He felt bad. I was like, bro, he's like, just keep them. Like, it wasn't meant to be. I didn't even take one. It is what it is.
Oh.
And then that was my last 2 boas that I got rid of, and then now I strictly have all ball pythons.
Yeah.
It's the market. I know the market. I know the snakes. And
I was telling a story that I mean, you definitely are. You say, I mean, you've been in for a while. That somebody was talking about a sale, or he was talking about somebody, and you're like, oh, that sounds like whoever it was, and the guy's like, yeah, that's exactly who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely been in for a while.
Yeah, I do all the shows too. Like, I don't work them. I mostly go to enjoy myself, and I walk around. I may buy a couple of snakes. Like I was in Tinley last year. I go with the intention, not really trying to buy much, but like I go to Tinley and I leave there $30,000 in the hole. I'm like, oh shit, I just spent like this much money. It's stuff that I see that you don't really see on the internet, and then I get there and somebody has it on their table.
Yeah.
And now you're just producing snakes that one of those can pay for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't go there spending my my mortgage money, but
right.
I try to I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy like 5 shirts, get some shirts, some
5
hats.
shirts. That's what you planned, right? Yeah.
Worth of shirts.
I'm walking out of there with like a sunset clown and a freaking. I'm like, oh shit.
You have sunset?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I have a couple of sunsets. I have sunset head clowns. Clown head sunsets.
You're going for the sunset clown, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did. So I have 5 double head females. They're big girls. I bred all 5 of them to a sunset head clown, and only 1 laid.
Unfortunately, that's the percentage of that you didn't want. You wanted.
Right. I wanted at least 3 to lay, but 1 laid. 1 looks like she might lay, but nothing yet.
I seen that guy Camara, right? He bought that sunset clown that from Miguel. It was listed 50,000.
That's insane.
Right?
I was gonna look into get into that tornado gene. It's a recessive out of the UK. Guy wants 35,000 for it.
Really?
It's expensive. So I mean, maybe 2 years ago I would probably drop it, but in this market that's kind of unstable a little bit, I'm hesitant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen. I've made the most money spending the most money.
Right, I got you.
Just the way it is, I bought it to stranger really early. I spent 20 grand, and I made that many times over.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have money to be able to make money.
Yeah,
you got to be able to spend it too.
It takes cojones. You gotta. It takes little guts.
Yeah, you got it.
I remember I bought blackhead back in the day, like when they first came out. I had it for like 6 months, and then when they opened the tub and it's dead,
Oh, yeah.
And this is when blackhead was expensive, and just it's the way it is, I would be, if that would happen with the stranger though, I would have been pretty pissed.
Yeah, fucking crying.
Yeah, $20,000. Oh, that would have killed me.
He heard a tornado was just a super granite gene.
I don't know. That guy is, he's pushing it pretty hard. If you look at his, page, I think his name is D Joes or something like that.
It's another gene. What, that Bambino gene? Have you seen any of this? I've heard that a few years ago. Bambino Gene. I think that guy Billy from Mutation Creation it just bought into it. I don't know if he just bought into it, but I seen I think it was Bambino Hurricane.
Okay.
And it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Bambino a few years ago, but nothing ever came of it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are into those, those imports, trying to make the new gene. I know my boy Joe, he's on there.
Joe, I know, huh?
He's big onto that. I bust his chops all the time on it. He shows me pictures of snakes. I'm like, yeah, nice granite. And then he'll end up creating some crazy freaking snake one day, and I'll just try and buy it off him.
Shit.
Man, how's it going?
But yeah, the one gene I'm chasing, there is one gene that I'm chasing, but the guy won't give it up. Everyone's offered this guy bundles of cash. The guy has plenty of them, and he will not sell it. But supposedly, soon.
What gene is this?
It's called the Cosmos gene.
Cosmos?
It's incredible. It's like an extreme version of confusion.
Really?
Look up the guy. His name is Ralph Sim. RALFSIMM. He has an IG. He has Facebook. That gene is legit.
He's just been toying it out there, huh?
I think the guy must have like 50 of them. He's been offered 50,000 for one, and he's turned it down. Only one person I know that has it, and is Brittany Gobble. She got it off him a couple years ago. So I messaged her. I was like, you know, he kept turning me down to buy one, and I messaged him like, what did she have to do to get that gene off your hand? He said, how do you look in a mermaid costume? That was his response.
Oh my gosh.
You say
So-
what you say is I look pretty damn fucking good.
If he wants me to put one on, I will put one on to get one. It's not gonna be pretty, but
That's
yeah,
great.
the guy just, you know, like I know one of my buddies who's got a lot of money and has offered him bundles of cash, like high 5 figures, and the guy hasn't let him go.
That's amazing.
So I don't know if he has a contract with somebody or I don't know.
Right.
Mm.
So, and you said, is it just this guy is the one that produced it, or is there other multiple people that have it? And
This guy, it popped up in this guy's collection.
That's amazing.
And Brittany Gobble is the only one supposedly that has one. I don't know if Justin has one, but I know Brittany definitely has one.
Yeah.
Everyone would wear a costume for that.
All right, everybody in chat, go get a mermaid costume. We're
Mermaid
gonna
costume,
go
let's
visit.
go.
Yep. Mermaid costume and send it to him.
Hey, Bob.
And that was a few years ago. So like I kept trying to like bug the guy to see if I could pry one out of his hands, and I kind of gave up on it a little bit.
He's just that. Yeah, no, thank you.
But I just feel like he could have made bank 2-3 years ago when the market was steaming hot.
Yeah.
Now people are gonna be reluctant to, like, they're gonna be reluctant to drop big bucks. You know.
You know who will be the only people that'll drop the big bucks.
Yeah, the big breeders, but still, I don't know.
Right.
It's not a recessive. It's a co-dom. I mean, it's not even a co. I think it's a dominant gene. Like, it'll lose. Like you know, you sell it to one guy, one big breeder out there. You know, like he'll put it to 15 females, and that'll be it. Gone. It'll be, you know, it'll go from 50 grand to 5. And that guy will make a lot of money, but that's the way it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people, they know how to work the ultrasound pretty well, and they could just keep pumping out eggs.
Yeah.
Me, I had an ultrasound. I won it in an auction. I bought, you know, everything for it, the foot pedal, you know, and I had it for a week. I used it. It got frustrating. I sold it. I was like, I ain't doing this shit. So like, I do everything old school. I palpate, you know. I look for the signs mostly. I don't even really palpate anymore. Once the girl turns off food, I see what she's doing. She sheds. She's not eating. She's, you know, on the water side, cooling off. Then she's on the hot side, building. I know she's going. I just mark her tub. I put an orange sticker on her tub, and I wait. So.
And you said you had how many more clutches or how many more females to lay this year?
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have about 10 more to go. So I'm about done with the laying, which thank God, because I had only 3 incubators here, and I use sim containers, which I love. And at the perfect time, they came out with tub dividers for the incubation tubs. And I bought a crap load of them. I divided all my tubs. That way I could fit 2 clutches in each tub, which worked out. And even then, 3 incubators wasn't enough. And they're full size 60-inch. So I had to call my boy Eric to borrow one of his incubators. I went and picked that up, brought that here. You know, filled up some more clutches. And then, you know, it's been touch and go, but now I'm good. I mean, it was like where I was getting a clutch laid, getting a clutch hatched, and just replacing the box, you know, with fresh eggs. So like, you know,
like nail biting on that.
It was always the last minute. I was like, oh shit, I got, you know, 5 clutches today. You know, hopefully 5 girls are out of their eggs, and then, you know,
he doesn't need a room anymore. He's having a building built.
Yeah,
that's right.
A whole building dedicated, so it'll be all good. And you know, I have Most anticipated this year has to be the monsoon stuff for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been trying for monsoon. I bought the first Het monsoon stuff from Dave Green back in 2018. Yeah, 2018. And then last year I had two females late for me. Only two were ready. And out of the two, one gave me 2 monsoons last year. 7 eggs. I got 2 monsoons. Out of the 2, so they all came out of the egg. 2 babies died. Which baby do you think died?
Every time.
The 2 monsoons died in the incubator tub, and the 5 other ones were fine.
That's wild. So
I was like,
do you think that possibly there could be something going on?
I don't know. I mean, it was father-daughter, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but out of 2 snakes that died, there were 2 monsoons. That's all I know. And then I know when they died, I was like, oh man. And then I popped them real quick before I tossed them, and they were both males. I was like, son of a.
Oh,
And then I got 2 more this year, and they were both males too. So I was like, oh crap.
That's wild.
see, I've heard the same thing too, that monsoon's really hard to breed, that there's issues.
I mean, these 2 babies seem completely fine. I mean, I gave them like a thorough look, and all the babies in that clutch hatched out perfectly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Let's see. I have 10 of the 10 clutches. So we'll see if I have any more dead monsoon babies. Hopefully not, but
I hope you don't.
I think Brittany just had a monsoon clutch. She got 6 monsoons, and they're all fine.
Okay.
6 out of 8, and she had 6 visual monsoons.
That's good. That's good then.
Yeah. So that was, it could be something that just happens. I don't know.
Right.
It sucked though.
It seems like the people that are there. It seems like there's a lot of people in monsoon. I'm not saying there's a lot, but and it's like you hardly hear. I mean, like you said, 2 visuals, all right, but like where are they? Hope And that's going to be the game changer when you can figure out what can break that cycle of everything looking the same.
Right. So that's what a lot of people like. I mean, I know what I'm going to do in monsoon. I'm going to put it right to DG. Like I want a DG monsoon. I want to see it really bright, like nice and clean. But monsoon and Moray are the same thing,
right?
And that guy Roland over in Irish Reptiles, that guy keeps stepping in shit, man. Because Stranger popped up in his collection, made bank, and then Moray popped up randomly in his collection. Moray is the same as monsoon.
That's wild.
Some like 2 crazy genes just randomly popped up in his collection. He never bought into Moray. It just popped up in his clowns. And not only that, he made a Moray clown. He's done pretty well.
Yeah, I'm saying, wow.
Yeah. Sammy will ask if you cut your eggs.
I wait for them to pip usually. I mark my eggs for 60 days. So at 60 days, before 60 days, I don't even open them up. The incubator, nothing. My incubator tubs are completely sealed. Like sim containers, I poke no holes in them. I just put perlite in the bottom. It has a grate. Put the eggs on there. Close them up 60 days. I take a look at them. If there's no pips, I get then I monitor it. Once I see a pip, I'll open up. But I think because where I have my incubators, I also have central AC. Mm-hmm. So I think it may mess with the temp a little bit because although I have my incubator at 89 degrees, I think the front of the incubator, because it's a little chilly in this room, stays cooler than the back of the incubator. Okay. So like this year, I'm having eggs hatch at 65 days. Mm. I've heard of people having eggs hatch at 52 days, 53 days.
Right, yeah.
And over here, they hatch.
He told me, when to burp them, and when I do, to turn it around and put it back in there. Don't put it back the same way.
Which is a good, that's good actually, because then you kind of switch the, the temp a little bit. Some people burp them at 30 days.
Yeah.
I just don't even touch them. I try to not even think about them. I just leave them in there, and then if I see an egg go bad, I may pull it. But like right now, I have an egg going bad in one of these tubs, and I haven't even touched it.
Yeah.
And then at 60 days, I may open them up just to see what the eggs look like, and then I just close it back up. Once I see a pip, though, I cut the whole clutch open.
What did you say? What do you keep the temp at on you?
89.
89.
89 degrees.
Okay.
And everything's hatching pretty good this year. I mean, I have like probably 2 snakes this year so far, maybe with like 1 eye, which I think the more snakes you produce, the more issues you're going to have every now and then. So it was like 2 different clutches, but they were next to each other. So it could have been like a cool spot in the incubator, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just 2 snakes out of 12 eggs. So it wasn't too bad. And then, they'll be half price. They both eat fine, so.
There you go.
I remember I remember going to that Farmingdale College. They used to have a reptile show years ago.
Yeah, they did.
And I went there, and they had albino Burmese pythons, and they had a defective section. So one had a kink in its tail, one had 1 eye. I'm like, I'll take the one with 1 eye.
There you go.
Defective snake for a defective person. I like it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll take that one. Take them. I think I got them for like $50. But back then they were. I remember them going for a couple of thousand.
Yeah, Burmese. What was it? Burmese?
Albino Burmese.
And now Burmese pythons are illegal in New York.
Yeah.
You can't have crap over here. No Burmese, no African rocks, no nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it is though.
All right, guys. Well, we're right there at that time. So if you want to wait backstage for us, and we'll close the show out.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Paul.
All right. Everybody,
Thank you, everybody.
for coming.
Thank you to the sponsors, Sinking Pencil and Juicy and Barbie.
Juicy G.
Juicy G.
Celtic. Thank you guys for everything.
Yes.
Have a good night.
I love you. Bye-bye.